that we need 3 meetings from April to March of this year. And you need 3 meetings, so we're going to have 2 more this year, and we're going to have 3 next year. So you need 3 to qualify to run for office for any of these offices, including my own. You need 3 meetings in this period of time. You need that to vote, you need that to second a vote, you need that to nominate people, but you need those 3 meetings. And it's imperative that you sign the book so that you can vote. Last election, we had a number of people who were here just about every meeting, and they didn't sign the book, which negated their eligibility. Couple of things. We got a treat tonight. I don't know why we got the treat, and I can thank Morris Park for that, I imagine, and Tony Signorelli, and I appreciate the fact that his board is letting us have this meeting here. But we have food tonight. We have actual food.
Good, because I'm hungry.
Right. Not donuts, not cookies, but actual stuff you can really eat. And it's back there. So if we keep this meeting going in a nice pace, we should get it before it gets cold.
Not if you keep
And
talking,
the young
Joe.
fellow that brought it in, right here,
How you doing?
he's got a restaurant here. The Bronx just got better. We'll have all our meetings here from now on. Big news. Big news, and he's gonna share this with you a little bit. But I wanted to make the announcement because he's done a tremendous job, and people here know it. People here work with him. People here have seen him in action, reaching out to the kids, reaching out to the community, putting in different activities in different areas. So he's been an asset to us, a big asset to us. And I've just been informed that yesterday, Captain Walton is now Deputy Inspector.
Knew that was going to happen.
Of course, he's going to speak in a little bit.
So what do you... Where's
And the intro. Just left the first council meeting. And we have a very, very active and engaged clergy council. And one of the people, of course, we can really thank for that is, I guess, the founder of this, and that's Pastor Jay Gooding. So, and Pastor G, along with Reverend Hernquist and Sheikh Hamoud and Rabbi Zuckerman and Reverend Coleman, these are the people that are driving this. And they're going into communities, and they're opening their doors to understanding. Now, Pastor Gooding just had a gun buyback program at his church, and he collected more guns than anybody has ever collected in a day like that. That was
165 total.
We'll be a little bit out of order because Pastor Gooding does have to go. And when you're a pastor, sometimes you got some bad things to say to people, some good things to say to people, but you have to go and say those things. So, Pastor Gooding.
Thank you. Give yourselves a hand clap tonight. First of all, we just want to say on behalf of the clergy council, other than that precinct, we salute and congratulate Deputy Inspector Walton. This certainly want to thank them. Two things I want to say tonight. I want to thank this community, number one, on behalf of Stand Up to Violence, Jacoby Hospital Center. We had our second anniversary peace walk on Thursday night, and we had anywhere from 50 to 75 folk that walked 2 miles with us from Pelham Houses all the way to 229th Street. So give yourself I want to thank in particular, besides Joe Thompson, our council president who was out there with us, I want to thank our community affairs, Jay and Dave. We collaborated with the 4-7 community affairs, and it was just a total blessing, and it was just a great event. And so I certainly want to thank them for participating and this community, because you have never let us down. And as we see here, and I'm sure Captain will give you, Deputy Inspector will give you the statistics, how gun violence is down. So we would like to think that SUV also played a significant part in the reduction of gun violence. Last but not least, I want to thank our clergy council that you see standing here tonight. Rabbi Thompson has been newly elected, and Reverend Riddle. He is now our second vice president, and Reverend Riddle was our third vice president. And of course, y'all know Reverend Coleman is our treasurer, and this is the Castro, Reverend Castro and his wife, Sister Carol, and we certainly are grateful. We ask anyone, I see some more of our clergy council members, I think, sitting over there too, and some of the actually community councils part of our clergy council. So you're welcome to join Reverend Coleman. You can see any one of these tonight if you're interested in joining. Our next meeting is going to be in January. We meet quarterly. But again, we certainly want to thank you, the community. If y'all need us for anything, if there's any need for the clergy council, please feel free to contact us, and we'll be there. God bless you.
One last thing before I step down. I did go to the promotion of the new police commissioner, new chief of police. There is no doubt that he has one major agenda, and that is to connect the police and the community. And that's where he feels that the strength is going to lie, because we all have to be involved. And he's actually the person who started the neighborhood policing. And that was his idea and his baby. So we can look forward to police being here, being in your community, walking around, talking to people. We're looking for everybody to be part of this. Everybody to be a part of this. Everybody to be alert. Everybody to be aware. Not that you should go to sleep and go into the bed or something. But be aware. Be aware, because we are the first line of defense here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it for me, and I'm going to bring up Deputy Inspector Walton.
Well, once again, good evening. Captain Keith Walton, I'm not Deputy Inspector yet, but thank you. Taking place Friday. I couldn't have done it without your support. Obviously, this is a very involved community, and as I said before, an involved community is a safe community. Just to piggyback on some of the things that Joe was talking about today, when he started the meeting, unfortunately, we did lose New York City firefighter, battalion chief. I was at work at 5:30 this morning, and I was a patrol road duty captain for the Bronx. At 7:30 hours, I received a telephone call in regards to people injured in the confines of the 5-0. So it was my responsibility to investigate this, and very sad. It's very sad. Someone who's married, someone who has 3 kids. As I said before earlier today, he's not home. Very devoted, father, very devoted husband, 17-year career, I believe. In his 40s. That's unheard of, basically, to be a battalion chief in New York City Fire Department. So once again, hearts and prayers go out to his family. He was from the station in the confines of the 46th Precinct, where I served prior to coming to the 49th Precinct. Actually, on Cameron Place, 182 between Jerome Avenue and Walton Avenue. So we obviously want to show our support to them. There's a few people in here, a few people that I spoke to that are very close to him, or that do know his family. So once once again, very unfortunate. He did everything possible he could to save his life. Our ESU members responded. They worked on him vigorously. CPR. We even put him in one of our police vans because we didn't have enough time to wait for an ambulance to arrive. And we took him to the hospital. And later on, he succumbed to his injuries. Other than that, really don't have too much to say to you in regards to the community. We're doing fantastic. Like I said before at yesterday's meeting, we basically outdid ourselves this summer. Last summer was a very safe summer. Well, this summer was even safer. Unfortunately, last week we did experience a homicide on Stillwell Avenue, which started out as a robbery, which elevated to a kidnapping, and ultimately is being investigated as a homicide. Basically, it's Stillwell Avenue. There's a lot of body shops in Stillwell Avenue, a lot of tool trucks. But this particular individual, and we're not passing judgment on anyone, he utilized his body shop to clean dirty money, dirty drug money. He had a significant debt to some of his fellow drug dealers. They came into the shop, botched it as a robbery attempt, but they had one purpose in mind. That was to kidnap him and kill him. Because he was going to cooperate with the Aid USA in regards to an upcoming trial, and they felt like he was better off dead than alive. Okay? So, unfortunately, year to date, we have a total of 3 homicides. 2 resulted in gun violence, in which we have a very fantastic squad. They was able to make an arrest on those 2 homicides by way of gun violence. This particular homicide, we're going to take a supportive role with the DA as well as the FBI because this case is going to be processed federally. Just to give you a brief overview of the statistics as it relates to some of the index crimes. For the week to date, we're currently down 6% with 27 versus 29, and I apologize that I don't have a sheet for you. I ran out of the precinct. When we look at the 28-day, we're down 22% with 91 versus 117, so we're down 26 crimes. Overall, the biggest feat that we have, or in terms of violence, we're down 33% when it comes to shootings, and we're down 40% as it relates to shooting victims. We are up with our gun arrest, and quality of life summonses. We've issued over 2,600 criminal court summonses, basically geared to protect your overall quality of life. As it relates to Visit Zero, unfortunately, as I said earlier today, we have experienced 5 fatalities year to date. 4 of the 5 fatalities was at the fault of the pedestrian. We always hold the motorist accountable, but Highway District responded and they investigated, these collisions, and the cause or the causation of the fatality was at the fault of the pedestrian. We know that enforcement alone is not going to solve all problems, but just so you know, we have issued over 8,000 moving violation summonses. We have issued over 750 speeding summonses, and so many other summonses that contribute to help overall pedestrian safety and reduce pedestrian-related fatalities. I've been saying this for a very long time. This is a very large precinct. We have 9 sectors. Pretty soon we will be going to that NCO model program soon, late November, early December. So we're going to basically take 9 sectors and reduce those sectors to 3 sectors. So we're going to have more police officers in vehicles that can respond to 911 and radio runs. And then we're going to have some officers that are going to work off the radio and basically engage with the community even more. I don't think that's possible for the 49 precinct for us to engage with the community even more because, like I said, there's no other precinct in the city of New York that engages with the community better than the 49 precinct. And it's very evident, okay, I have a team of 2 and 23 police officers that are basically geared to interact with the community by way of my bike unit, my science unit, my condition unit, my business district unit, and we established the business district unit by way of the Morris Park Town Hall Association meeting. So it's a credit to you. You voice your concerns and issues. The police, we listen. So I put more officers out on foot, and you will continue to see more officers out on foot as we close the third quarter. There's only a few more days left in September. You know, the fourth quarter starts with October. The fourth quarter is usually our busiest quarter by way of robberies. Okay? Some of you are probably looking forward to this iPhone 7. Well, I'm not. Okay. The iPhone 7, I'm telling you, the iPhone 7 is going to bring so many problems, okay? Because people are going to be motivated to commit robberies by way of this electronic device. We're going to experience so many grand larcenies by way of this electronic device. So I encourage each and every one of you to please be aware of your surroundings. And also, it's just not the iPhone 7, it's the Galaxy 7, okay? So those 2 electronic devices are going to be out very soon. In this particular area, you know, I'm proud to stand before you and have absolute definite knowledge that violent crime in our command is down. But it's even more so down in this particular area. The one problem that you will probably incur or face in this fourth quarter is going to be larcenies from motor vehicles. There's going to be larcenies of motor vehicles. And it's probably going to increase with burglaries. Okay? So I encourage each and every one of you, when you leave your residence to go to work or even take out the garbage, whether you live in an apartment building or a private house, please lock your windows and lock the doors behind you. Okay? I say this all the time. We're not in the business of blaming victims. Okay, but you got to help us out. You can't leave that expensive laptop in the vehicle overnight. Okay, you cannot leave your wallet with your credit cards in the vehicle overnight. Okay, and last but not least, please. I know it's a very safe community, all right, but it's not so safe when you can leave your keys inside of your vehicle. Okay, all right. So, in saying that, we've offered our services basically to senior citizens in the community. I've been saying this for about 6 months now. No one has called the community affairs office to have us come to your residence and pick up your mail so you won't fall or be a victim of having your account compromised. You know, when you put your mail in the mailbox outside of the street, we would like to assist you and come and pick up your mail and take your mail directly to the post office. I'll be very short and brief, that's about it. But I'd just like Tyrone Maduros to just enlighten you on some of the scams that we are experiencing. And then we'll have Jay Sturtevant and Police Officer Lepore update you as to the events that are coming your way in the upcoming months. Is that right?
Hello, everyone. I am Officer Medeiros. I'm the crime prevention officer of the 49th Precinct.
Hey.
I'm here to speak to you tonight about scams. I'll talk to you about the more common scams that are happening in the area. One of them is basically one you probably heard of already. It's the IRS scam, where someone calls you on your phone and states that the IRS, they are the IRS. You owe back taxes, and unless you pay them immediately, they are going to go after your bank accounts. They're going to put a lien on your house. They're going to put a lien on your dog. Whatever they need to do to convince you that you need to pay them immediately. They will ask you to wire money. They will ask you to put money into little gift cards. IRS is a very big organization. They don't need gift cards. They don't need you to wire them money. If the IRS really felt the need to call you, if it was that serious to demand money now, they just take it. So if you get a call like
Just
that,
take it.
demanding money from a government agency like the IRS, it is a scam. Do not fall for it. I was actually told recently that on the IRS website there are actually links to report this type of scam to them. I would encourage you to go online and do so if you do experience a phone call like this. Some of you have caller ID. Thank you. Well, a lot of people have caller ID now. You can see the phone number where it's coming from. If you could see it, record it, and then go on the IRS website and put in whatever relevant information it is that you can put there. That'll help them out in tracking where these calls are coming from and prosecuting people later on. Another scam that is happening is a scam actually that's been on the news recently that actually got out into the public very quickly, surprisingly, is letters sent to homeowners from the Vermin Control Bureau of New York City. These letters have New York City letterhead on them. It states that since you own a home, there is a fee for a survey that must be paid in regards to rats and cockroaches, things of that nature. I've seen the form myself, and the form actually looks pretty good. What you should be aware of is that there is no Vermin Control Board of New York City. It does not exist. It is a scam to try and get you to call the number that's on that letter and send them money. There's scams everywhere. There's other scams that are less common where you get a call saying you just won $1 million from a lottery you've never heard of, and in order for you to collect that $1 million, you got to send them half of that money. It's a scam. Another one is you want a trip to Tahiti, Singapore, Hawaii, wherever.
I wish.
And you got to send them money in order so that they can send you the tickets. That's a scam too. If you have not put your name into a specific lotto, if you have not put your name to win a trip, you shouldn't expect to win a trip for a lotto. These are some of the scams that are happening. Another scam that's happening that's a little bit more sinister is basically a scam where someone calls you saying that your relative got arrested, they need bail money, or your relative got involved in a car accident, and the person that they got in the car accident with is the mafioso, gangbang, or somewhere, and now they're kidnapped, and now you gotta send them money. These are a lot more nerve-wracking because just like the other people who say that you just won the lottery and they're excited for you, these people are nasty, and they make you believe that they really do have your relative or that you want or whatever it is that they have for you. It's a little scarier, but just take a breath. Most people have multiple phones or access to multiple phones. Call that other person. I bet you they'll pick up. I bet you they'll be right as rain. So just keep a level head when it comes to things like this. And if you wish, you can call 911, or you can go into the precinct and make a report about things like this. Just keep in mind that these are scams. Do not fall for them. It's your money. Keep it. And one last thing that I want to state before I leave. As the commanding officer mentioned, it is a problem that, specifically in the Bronx, that people are stealing mail, taking the checks and money orders from your mail, and then they're washing the checks, and then they are writing whatever they want, and just cashing your checks for like thousands of dollars. Recently, I've been put on to a little trick that can help you avoid being a victim of this type of crime. Aside from not putting your mail in your mailbox anymore, but some people don't really have that option depending on your health and your physical ability. Basically, my suggestion is to get this pen. This pen is made by the Uniball company. This particular pen's number is 207. This pen, the ink on it is specifically designed to bond to the fibers of paper, almost to like a molecular level. So when people say they got your check, but you wrote it with this pen, they'll do their chemical wash of your check, and they'll find that they can't take the ink off that check. This is a great piece of insurance for you, for those of you who still like to write checks and don't use the internet.
That'd be me.
This pen is amazing. This pen is not expensive either. You can get a box of like 12 of these things for like $12.
Does it come in blue?
Sorry. It comes in multiple colors.
Okay.
But thank you very much.
Okay. Hey.
My partner Dave before is going to give you a really quick update about the upcoming events in the community in the corner.
Hi everybody, October. It's been a very successful summer with events, thanks to the community. Just here in Loretta Park alone, we had a very successful bike tournament, which was BMX bikes. We listened to some of the voices, and BMX bikes going up and down the avenue was one of those voices that we heard. So we put them in the park, and we had this great tournament. We had a lot of outstanding help from the community and from local businesses. We also had a very successful video game tournament there with the help of our elected officials and the community. We were able to put on a very successful video game tournament to give that anti-drug message. We were having problems in the park with the overdoses. This was one of the issues that were raised. So we wanted to give that positive message back to the youth and raise anti-drug awareness. And we did that. We played video games with them. It was a good event. We also have another one, I believe, October 16th or 15th, or 15th or 16th, down in Van Ness Playground. We're going to do another one of these video game tournaments. So, again, these things are a huge success. It's getting the youth to interact with each other and interact in the parks and keep them safe and continuing to portray that positive anti-drug message. And the last thing I'll hit on, I know the captain, soon to be deputy inspector, spoke to you guys with me about this Tyrone Lowe Scholarship Fund that we started. Real briefly, Tyrone Lowe, if you haven't heard, was a victim of domestic violence forever. He lost his mother via homicide, and then the father then killed himself. It was a homicide-suicide. He left his kid orphaned, and he went to live with his grandpa in Queens. And we started this scholarship fund for him. Through the efforts of the community, the elected officials, and the other cops throughout the Bronx, throughout the city, we were able to raise $5,000 for him. And at the time, we were able to have enough money raised to not only have a scholarship fund started, but to send him to Disney World with a member of his family. There was some sort of back and forth with Disney World and with Tyrone's guardians as to where he was. There was some custody issues where he was then removed from Queens to New Rochelle. Once we finally found out where he was and who he was with, we reached out to I'll say they didn't want to be publicly recognized, but JetBlue. I reached out to JetBlue with the money because I know they do an all-inclusive package with their JetBlue Getaways thing that they have. I told them the story. They reached back out to me and they donated airfare, passes,
Nice.
the park, the hotel, meal plan.
Wow.
We presented him with a day to unveil this scholarship and give him a check for $5,000. We brought Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse into the precinct to bring him in. It was a beautiful ceremony, and it actually aired on many of the mass media around here. And just from 6 o'clock at night when that story aired, till a few days later, our phones didn't stop ringing. And since then, we have now a total of approximately $15,000 straight to this
That's it from us. So basically, that's it. We'll wrap it up. Listen, like I said before, this is a very involved community, and we have a great partnership with you. We have the most community partners throughout the city. While most precincts average 10 to 12 community partners, we have a total of 53. And please, I will want you to see us after the meeting so we can even have more. Thank you.